In this section, most subjective sales price. This number could be considered the least predictable, most speculative number in the analysis, since it occurs so far in the future. The purpose of our sensitivity analysis in this segment is to add context to that future assumption because it has great impact on the NPV analysis method. We will introduce a sensitivity to this. This method helps calculate and explain that future sales price in the purchase alternative that would cause the NPVs of both the purchase and lease alternatives to be the same. For this analysis, we are looking for the sale price at which the present value of either buying or leasing is exactly the same. It is the sales price for which the decision to lease or buy makes no economic difference and could be made purely on non-financial factors. Step 1. We start by calculating the difference between the NPV of owning and the NPV of leasing by subtracting the NPV of the lease alternative from the NPV of the own alternative. Remember the acronym OLD, or own minus lease equals the differential. Step 2. We now have the difference of the two alternatives in a present value, but we need to determine the amount of adjustment in the future that's needed. Our next step is to calculate the future sales proceeds after tax adjustment, an increase or decrease, that's needed at the end of the holding period to equalize the two NPVs. To make this adjustment calculation, calculate the FV of the difference in NPVs you calculated in step 1, using the appropriate single discount rate as the annual compounding rate. Now we are left with the after-tax proceeds adjustment to a future sales price. Step 3. Now we have an adjustment to the sales proceeds to make the two alternatives equal. We need to gross up this amount to arrive at the adjustment to the sales price. There are two components between after-tax proceeds and a sales price: taxes and cost of sale. The incremental adjustment needs to be grossed up to first account for the incremental capital gains tax obligation. The formula for grossing up for tax is shown here. The result of gross up is that we are now left with sales proceeds before tax. Step 4. In order to arrive at an adjustment to sales price, our before tax sales proceeds need to be grossed up again to account for the incremental cost of sale. Use the formula shown here, along with the percentage rate of cost of sale, and then add the resulting cost of sale amount to the before tax proceeds to determine the sale price adjustment needed to equalize the two NPVs. What we are now left with is how much more or less we need to sell the property for in the future to make the owning and leasing alternatives equal. 5. Our final step is to add the sales price adjustment calculated in 4 to the originally forecast sale price to arrive at the indifferent sale price. At the end of this process, we now know how much the property we must sell for to make our choice of owning or leasing indifferent. Let's take an overview look at the entire process. First, we calculate the NPV of the differential. Next, compound that present value figure for the length of the analysis at the discount rate. Gross up the adjustment to account for the effect of taxes. Gross the adjustment to account for the cost of sale. Add the adjustments together to arrive at the sales price point of indifference. Let's look at the process using the Save-A-Lot AV of both alternatives for Save-A-Lot stores. Let's find the future sales price point of indifference for Save-A-Lot's new potential store. We will use the condensed worksheet that we just reviewed to follow Save-A-Lot through the process. First, subtract the NPV of the lease alternative, the NPV of the purchase alternative. Compound that figure for 15 years, which is our analysis period, at the discount rate of 10%. Find the sales proceeds after tax adjustment needed to equalize the 10 PVs. Gross up this after-tax adjustment to before-tax sales proceeds using the user's tax rate and the gross up formula. Now our sales proceeds before tax needs to be adjusted using the percentage cost of sale to find the sales price adjustment needed to equalize the NPVs. Adding this price estimate to the original projected sales price and rounding it to the nearest thousand leaves us the price necessary in the future to equalize the cost of leasing and owning. Now we can compare the new sales price to the original purchase price. Is this price reasonable? Is it rational? Using our time value of NAV on the CCIM financial calculator, calculate the growth rate required to reach the sales price point of indifference. Enter your answer or click Tell me how for help before you continue. Now that you've learned the steps to find the sales price point of indifference, you can use the implied growth rate of the property to compare this investment against what you know about the local market. This analysis helps to examine the most subjective part of the NPV comparison, the future sales price.